All right, all right. It looks like I am here. All right. I am going to give it a minute though. Still hydrating on some coconut water now. All right. Let's give it a quick second here. I see people coming in already, but I want to give it a quick second. All right. All right, all right. I'm going to wait until we got some people here, and then I am going to get into it because I can't be overly extended because I also have another engagement. But in the meantime, in between time, I'll be looking out for any communication from you guys, any questions. If anybody wants to pop into the podcast and go live with me to ask any questions, I'm okay with that. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll communicate with you here. In the meantime, I'm just holding fast, and I'm going to give this a couple minutes so I can get a couple people here, and then because we're streaming predominantly on our YouTube, I think we're also streaming on our Natural Branches Facebook page. So but I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that I see some people here. I see some people in a couple different places, in a couple different YouTube pages, because I am streaming on a different YouTube page, my personal YouTube page as well. So it's good to see, people around in different platforms checking it out. That's good. I am prepared today. I'm prepared to go. I'm prepared to get it in. I am prepared to make it happen. I am prepared for a colon cleanse. I'm prepared to clean the gut. I am prepared to revitalize the cells. I am prepared for maximum absorption. I am prepared for the process of elimination. I am prepared for whatever I need to be prepared for here. And it's my job for you guys to be prepared, especially everyone who signed up. I let everyone know that we are recording it and we are leaving it on the page because there were plenty folks who could not attend the live session at this time in this way. So that was our decision to leave everything live like that. Now, I do want to, I am going to start getting into it here, but I do want to, let me see. I do also want to, oh, maybe that didn't work. All right. I was trying to share. I think I'm going to share it somehow. I just don't know how. See that there. No, but I am here with you guys. I know you guys who have the nutritional guide, you guys who have the email that went out for everyone to read up on as far as what we can expect into the program. Make sure that you're having a pen and paper on hand so you can take some notes here and write down some principles that we're going to want to apply during the process of our fast. If you would like, go ahead and get on the scale, document your progress. Um, so go ahead and get on the scale. Let's say by the end of the night tonight, go ahead and get on the scale. We are going to go ahead and start that fast at sundown this evening, at directly at sundown this evening. So we're going to begin. I'm going to begin now as far as going to go through the 6-day cleanse that we're going to be taking part of right now. So that's going to, first day is going to be tonight as the sun goes down. And then the end of that day is going to be considered the sundown tomorrow. So from sundown to sundown on each day is going to be what constitutes a day. We want to keep it to the lunar calendar. It's a full moon tonight as well. So praise God for that, because we get to use that energy as well. And it's a new year. It's really the second month of the new year, with the full moon here. So we're moving into good territory as far as trying to accomplish some tasks, and we're on our way to the 50th day. We're on the way to Pentecost as well. So praise God for that. So it's a perfect time to do something like this versus trying to do something like this in the middle of the winter time, in the middle of December 31st, where all the snow is coming down dramatically and we're covered in that stuff and it's slushy outside and there's no birds anywhere and there's no leaves on anything and everything is just kind of plump and dead and hibernating, and that's the season to let things go. That's not the season to get a invigorated push at something, to succeed at something, to put our efforts into something positive that's beneficial for us, that can improve the quality of our life and the lives of the people around us. This is when we want to get something like this done right now, this time of the year, with this new east wind, with the new sun is coming out and the plants are coming out and everything is being revitalized, everything is being reborn, everything is being replenished. And then here we go with this, with this grand effort and with this positive effort towards a positive direction for our own life right now, capitalizing on the moment and taking extreme focus on ourselves and taking time to apply, some very good habits and some very good rituals towards ourselves, as an exercise of self-care and self-love and self-appreciation and self-concern. So we gotta keep these things in mind, because this is what we are doing here. We're elevating ourselves, and it takes this type of carefulness, in practice, for us to really get the benefit of the spiritual growth that we can encounter and the character development that is taking place in this process. Okay, so doing these things every day, staying on top of it every day, not compromising with yourself every day, not choosing a self-destructive action every day. Showing yourself the ultimate care, showing yourself the ultimate carefulness. All these things are what we want to start applying, and we want to start applying, and that we are going to be pushing through every single day, reminding ourselves, with the mental arsenal that we're going to accumulate here, of all the things that are important and how to handle each of these situations that we encounter throughout the day. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing on the cleanse is we're going to be doing a 24-hour water fast. fast. It's going to be a 24-hour water fast. And the objective to this is to hydrate and prepares our cells for elimination, begin the elimination process. And so as far as the water is concerned, distilled water is going to be okay, but nothing less than that. No purified water whatsoever. No self-alkalinized or processed water whatsoever. We only want either distilled water, and hopefully you can distill it on your own through the boiling process, or some spring water. That's going to be okay, because it does have some level of nutritional value, and coconut water is going to be okay throughout this process, but we do have to have some spring water. You can't go all coconut water on this day, because we're not trying to electrolyte the cells, so to speak. We're not trying to hydrate the cells in a way where it's just full of iron and full of nutrition at this stage. We're actually trying to deplete the cells a little bit of, any type of mineral density that it has in this process right now, so that we can kind of have a blank canvas, and also if there are anyone that has any type of mineral deposit buildup, anything in the kidneys that can develop anything like kidney stones, or something like that, then we do want to make sure that we're flushing the kidneys out and flushing those digestive organs well. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That first day is going to be hydration. We're going to be drinking spring water on that. You can use the coconut water, but no fiber on this day. We don't want to kick off the digestive process, so don't eat anything on this day. We don't want to for the body to have to reroute any type of energy, any type of oxygen, any type of blood flow to our digestive organs. We don't want to turn that machine off at all. We're giving it a break. It deserves a break. It hasn't had a break in a long time, so let's just give it a break, okay? You're probably still going to pass stool, and that's okay, because we probably have a buildup in the digestive tract. We probably have a buildup in the intestines, so that's going to be normal. But the idea is to actually empty the intestines. So that's where day 2 comes in, because once we hydrate ourselves properly during day 1, and by the way, you guys have this information in the email. So, but by the time that we hydrate ourselves in day 1, we're going to go ahead and shoot over to day 2, and we're going to go ahead and deplete the cells a bit and let the cells dehydrate themselves a bit. Let some of that water move out of our body. Let some of that toxicity get removed from the body. This is called the elimination process. Emptying the intestines roughly takes about 48 hours. So this is why it's a 2-day process of no putting food in the stomach, because we want to make sure that we give those digestive organs a nice break, okay? Also, we're going to reset the digestive algorithm, give the organs a much needed rest, okay? And don't stress during this process. This is only a test, okay? This is only a test to see how much you want out of yourself, how much you value yourself, and it may be a challenge. The body has a way of forcing us to bend to its will, especially because we're addicted to a bunch of stuff. Literally, imagine how hard it is for someone who may be doing a hardcore drug or something like that to actually quit that, and the shifts in the body, the different various shifts that occur when they're trying to do something like that. How difficult that is for them, and how the body responds to those situations. So when that's going on, you can see someone exercise control and put themselves in the right frame of mind and get dedicated, because they don't want to, they want to better their life, and then people quit those types of addictions all the time, but seldom do people ever even take the time to seldom do they come to the realization that these things are the things that are actually causing them the most trouble and the most difficulty in the most pain and causing them, their organs to break down and to clog up and to have to get operated on and to get unjustly removed. These are the things that are causing the different various ailments and illnesses and breakdowns in the bodies and in the functionality of the body. It's what we consume. It's what we consume. 100%. It's what we consume. Stress has a tiny bit to do with it. We're not victims. We're not blaming anything or anyone. None. No one. We are handling this. We're taking care of the business, okay? So, I get stressful because of this. Deal with it. I'm not trying to hear any of that. We're not victims. We're taking the bull by the horns. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're going to make this happen here. We're going to accomplish the task. We're going to be steadfast. We're going to be confident. We're not going to negotiate with ourselves. We're not going to be to and fro in our mind like a double-minded man that's unstable in all his ways. We're not doing that. We're going to be steadfast. We know what we're doing because we said so. And understanding what we're doing on every specific day, that's going to be very important as well, okay? So, like I said, day one, a 24-hour water fast. That's what it is. From sundown tonight and until sundown tomorrow, we're drinking water. That's it, okay? You can sneak in some coconut waters in between, but that's it. We're cleaning the body out. We're flushing the body out. We're hydrating the body. We're preparing the body for a deeper elimination process, and we're starting the elimination process within this first sundown to sundown cycle, okay? That's what we're doing. That's how we're getting this done, okay? So it's going to take some discipline. If you're at home all day long, great. Get some rest. Why not? Get some rest. Lay on your back, lay flat, just get some rest. Okay? If you're on the go, don't think about it. That's what you have to do. Don't think about it. Don't allow anything to get you distracted, okay? Don't let your mind get you distracted, okay? Don't let your thoughts get you distracted, okay? Get out of your head. Okay, you're doing it because you said you're going to do it, and that's what you're going to do. There's no reason to look at that food. There's no reason to think about that meal. There's no reason to be in the lunchroom doing this or doing that if you're at work, or if there's no reason to be running back and forth to the kitchen every day. There's no reason to be jumping into the gas station if you don't need some gas. And if you do, there's no reason to go inside. Go ahead and get it outside. It's a nice day. Do what you got to do. Stay out of those areas. Why complicate it? This is how you get around. This is how you accomplish things in life. This is how you become successful. This is how you avoid situations in life, by avoiding them, by not putting yourself in the position where your decision becomes difficult. That's the whole point. That's why we exercise this. That's why we do this. Because we're not going to allow anything or anyone to have that type of control over us, where we are performing in a self-destructive way and can't do anything about it. Oh no, yes we can. And yes we will. Absolutely. If we have to, if it takes war within, if it takes internal war, then that's what it is. No, you can't have it. If you don't know what it sounds like to yell at yourself, if you've never really considered, if you can't really think about a time that you've ever yelled at yourself, I'm pretty sure that at this age and at this stage, you deserve a couple. We all do. You understand? So that's why we're doing it. This is what we're telling ourselves. Oh my God, but I just, I want some hot food. Be quiet. Be quiet. We're not going back and forth about it. We're not explaining ourselves anymore. Not to ourselves. We're not leaving gray area. We're not leaving room. We're not leaving room for us to manipulate ourselves. That's what's going to happen if we leave room. We're only going to end up manipulating ourselves. And that's why we need to avoid these situations. That's why we need to avoid these hot spots. Okay? Oh, but I got my kids at home. I'm not trying. No, it doesn't matter. Your kids deserve to eat. Your kids can make their mind up as they grow as well. Obviously, within your household, within your guidelines, obviously. I'm not here to determine what your kids should and shouldn't eat. You know, I refer to the Bible on those matters. And then, I try to do what's best for myself. My body speaks to me, and that's how I respond to it. With these types of diets, with these types of cleanses, with this type of regimen. Because I want to stay healthy. I enjoy feeling good. I don't like to feel compromised. I don't want to compromise my health. I don't want to compromise my athleticism. I don't want to compromise my agility. I don't want to compromise my endurance. I don't want to compromise any of those things. I want to work with my hands. I want to work with my feet. I want to be able to pick up and go. I want to go fast if I want to go fast. I want to do whatever I want to be able to do. And I know I have to exercise certain behavior and certain discipline and certain principles in order to keep my body in the proper condition for me to be able to accomplish that every day. I don't want to watch my kids play. I want to play with my kids. These are the things that I tell myself to make sure that I don't compromise, that I don't cheat them out of a me, that I don't cheat them out of a father, that I don't cheat them out of a sibling, that I don't cheat them out of a son. You understand? These are the things. This is how I speak to myself. And let me tell you, I'm not angry. I'm not angry at myself. I'm not the get angry type of guy. I'm the get busy type of guy. Okay? Let's just get to it. Let's do what we have to do to correct the situation. Let's not go back and forth about it. We're not going to go back and forth about it. We're going to stay out of our head. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to get distracted with everything that's going on around us, okay? I'm drinking some sarsaparilla tea. If you guys do have some tea, great time to take some tea right now. You're going to flush, you're going to flush those antioxidants and flush those minerals and flush the properties of that tea into your digestive system or into your cells anyways with the water that we're going to be drinking after sundown. And by the way, I hope you guys are not chomping down right now. I really hope you guys are not chomping down right now. You should be clearing your stomach, clearing the way of your stomach, getting a head start if anything. Hydrating your body already. I stuck the fruits today and some mushroom soup. Some oyster mushroom soup, some blended mushroom soup, soft mushroom soup to help clean my digestive system. I'm not going to fill it up with gluten. I'm not going to fill it up with starch. I'm not going to fill it up with dairy and with meat when I'm trying to cleanse the system, when I'm trying to empty the bowels, when I'm trying to clean my gut. Why would I do that? It's not a game. Not to me. This is not a how long can I not eat game. This is I need to be healthy game. I need to get up every day and grind, so I need to be healthy. I need to be clear-minded. I need to be focused. I need to be energetic. Again, all the reasons why I have to do it. I'm not thinking about all the reasons why I shouldn't do it. That's what I'm going to war with. That's who I'm going to war with. That guy, those thoughts. That's not my escape route. Oh man, but I got to get the kids. I'm going to war with that thought. Because that thought is going to keep me from accomplishing my goal. And yeah, it's simple to talk about this right now because it's dietary, but we do a lot of self-destructive things in our life that have nothing to do with food, that leave us in a way worse situation oftentimes than food can actually leave us. And we need to exercise these same exact principles and apply them in those areas as well to avoid those silly outcomes and situations. This is the lifestyle. You can't divorce your character from the different areas in your life. You understand? If finances, speaking about finances and dealing with finances gets you angry, then you're probably going to be angry when you're dealing with people as well. And you're probably going to get angry when you're dealing with work as well. And you're probably, because it's the anger. The anger is the problem, not the stage you show to, you express it on. So now let's change that from anger to hunger. The hunger is the problem we got to deal with. How do you deal with it? What do you do? What do you do when you get hungry? You don't fear it. That's what you don't do. You don't fear it. You use it. You capitalize. You remember what the hunger means. Okay? Fear is not the proper reaction or response to any situation, ever. Fear is the illusion. Fear is the distraction. Fear is the enemy. We can't live life out of fear. Even biblically. Of course, we're supposed to fear God, because if we don't fear him, or if we aren't obedient, then there's consequences to that. And we know those consequences are absolute. That there's a difference. Those are absolute. But when faced with doing the wrong thing, obedience is a better response than fear 100% of the time. Obedience is always going to be a better response. How you doing, my brother Azza? I appreciate you. If you're around, always pop in. We're getting a 7-day colon cleanse today. We're kicking it off. So I'm just sharing a little bit in the spirit, always in the spirit, always in the spirit. This is only a stage to sprinkle, what the Most High has given to me to give to them. Always. So I appreciate you popping in. With that said, though, so fear is not going to be the response that we use when we're at, in the middle of day 1, in the middle of day 2, and it's like, oh man, I'm feeling a little bit hungry. So what? It's okay. We're emptying the intestines. We're doing something. We're progressing. We're doing something positive for ourselves. Don't get in the way of that. Don't get in the way of your positive progress. Don't sabotage your positive progress. Okay? Be on your own team. Cheerlead yourself. Stay away from people who give you bad ideas at this time. Go through your phone and call everyone and tell them, hey, I'm going to go on a 7-day cleanse. Don't mess with me for 7 days as far as on this or on that and on this or on that. I'm working it out. Only call me to be supportive. And whoever calls you and says, hey man, I know you're on a 7-day cleanse, but hey, we're going to go out tonight. We really don't want to go out there without you. Say, hey man, don't call me no more for the next 7 days. You have to stay away from that person. That's not good. You have to allow the people around you that are going to help you in what you're trying to accomplish, as long as it's positive. Okay. When you get hungry, it's okay. You have to remember, it's okay. Our body has to go through something to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. It's just a process. We already know that the best things in life come after a challenge, come after our tribulation, come after the pain. That's when the most beautiful things in our life show up. The fear is the illusion. The pain, we just got to get through that. One of the ways we can do that is watching our triggers. All right, watch your triggers. If we know we like to eat KFC, then take the long way home. Just for this, just get you out of sight, out of mind. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. Don't be around this stuff. Don't go through your drawers and your cabinets that you got all your snacks in, acting like you're looking for some for some nuts or something, you know? Speaking of nuts, day 3. So for day 1, all hydration. Day 2, we're going to go ahead and fast. There's going to be a 2-day fast, 48 hours of no solid food in the gut. Wonderful. It finally gets a full extended break. Okay. And we're not going to stuff it. We're not going to stuff it full of gluten and starch and dairy and meat when we're done with this 2 days. We're going to take our time and we're going to clean our intestines properly. We're going to hydrate the body properly. So on day 3, first day 1 obviously is all the hydration. Day 2 is going to be no food, no water. Day 3 is going to be all fluids only. Nutritional hydration and digestive cleansing, okay? What items are we going to be able to use? Spring water is going to be okay on day 3. Fruit water is going to be excellent on day 3. Herbs are going to be great. Tea is going to be great on day 3. Sea moss is going to be okay on day 3. Nectars are going to be perfect on day 3. And we begin our capsule consumption on day 3. We begin our digestive capsules. So everyone has comes with a kit. Everyone has the ones in the kit. There's one of the ones that have 10 of them. You're taking 2 a day as of the day 3 until it's over. And the ones that don't have 10, you're taking 1 a day from day 3 to day 7. So there should be 5. Okay. Again, if the capsules that you have 10, you're taking 2 a day from day 3 to day 7. And the capsules that are less than 10, you're taking 1 of them from day 3 to day 7 as well. Okay. As far as you also have a bitter, you guys should have a sea moss bitter. It's a living bitter. It's a 16 ounce. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of that a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening while we stay hydrated throughout this day. Okay. There's going to be a lot of urination going on, and that's okay. Okay. You're probably going to still see a little bit of poop pop out. Hey, your body is breaking down some of that calcification on this day with this type of hydration, and it's going to have enough water in the intestines to move things along in the organs. Okay. So that's going to be good for you. As far as soup, you can do soup. You can do soup on day 3, but make sure that you're not putting anything in the soup outside of something like sea salt, some herbs and spices. No fibers in the soups, no vegetables, nothing like that. Nothing blended to go into a soup either. Okay, has to be just water. And again, avoid lead water. And avoid cooking in aluminum foil, y'all. And aluminum pots and aluminum cans and eating out of aluminum cans. That's aluminum. That's a heavy metal. Those things cause cognitive function issues like dementia and Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's and different issues like that. Okay. So when you're drinking this, try to make the soup in like a stainless steel pot or something like that. Okay. That's probably going to be the best. And that's the best for you and your family at the end of the day. That's what you want. You want to give your back. You want to spend your money in that way. That's a very smart way. That way right there has a big return. That has a big return. Cast iron pots and pans and stuff like that has a big return, because that cast iron is transferring over iron, like literal the mineral iron, into your food, versus aluminizing your food and transferring over the heavy metal aluminum in microparticles into your food. That's why we want to avoid something like aluminum, because aluminum is going to illuminate your food and is going to pass over those microparticles of aluminum into your food. You're going to digest those and they're going to find their way into the bloodstream, because that's how you get to the electricity in the brain. That's why we want to avoid that. We want to consume, if you're going to cook on something, cast iron is good, because iron, even though it's iron oxide still, it's natural iron, and it's passing by in the proper way, okay? It's going through your food, through your digestive tract, in microparticles. That the body knows how to break that down and utilize that type of iron to feed itself oxygen, to clear itself from anemia, to clear itself from autism, to clear itself from different digestive failures, because the digestive organs aren't getting enough oxygen to function properly. Okay, so that's why you want to make those adjustments in your cooking ware. Okay. Avoid what's going to hurt you and your family, and feed your family what's going to help you and your family. Okay. No smoothies on day 3. No smoothies on day 3. A teaspoon of oil is okay. Some oregano oil is okay. Black seed oil is okay. Something like that. And if you have a juicer, then you can juice fruit, juice apples, juice cucumbers, juice melons, juice grapes, juice berries. Go ahead and juice the fruits, but don't juice vegetables right now. We're not juicing any vegetables right now. No greens right now. Okay. We're cleansing the body. We're not rebuilding the body. We're still going through the elimination process. We're just hydrating the body and adding some nutritional value to the body. Okay. And absolutely no nuts, seeds, or grains on day 3. No nuts, seeds, or grains on any day in this 7 days. No nuts, seeds, or grains on any day in this 7 days. I'll explain to you when you can and what you do and how you do it, though. Okay. How you're going to use the grains in your process. But day 4, we're going to go into day 4 here. That's in the email that everybody got. Oh, let me get this. Day 4 says soft structured water-based foods. H3O2, which, for people who don't know the difference between H3O2 and H2O, H2O is our normal water that we drink, that is composed of 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. That's where the H2 comes from, the 2 hydrogens, and then the O comes from the 1 oxygen, so it's 1O. There's no reason to announce another number there because it's a single 1 oxygen. But as far as H3O2, that's 3 hydrogens and 2 oxygens. So that's how you're getting almost double the oxygen out of the food, and you're by 33% you're increasing your hydrogen intake as well. So that's like premium gas versus regular water. And then if you look at it, and that's like real gasoline, like structured water is literally structured to function in our body in a certain way. It's when the fruit is going through the growing process and the root is extracting the water from the dirt, it's extracting it with millions of years of earthly information in there, basically. And that water that's being held and waiting for you inside of that fruit is waiting to benefit you. It's waiting to get into your cells. It's waiting to feed your bloodstream. It's waiting to feed your organs specifically. It's waiting to heal your muscles. It's waiting to heal your tissues. It's waiting to hydrate you, and that's what it's for. That's why it's there. It's for you. Okay. By species, we're frugivores. And biblically, if you pay attention to Genesis 1 in the Bible, it says God made the fruit trees, and he made the grass, and he made the herbs, and those things all have the seed within themselves. So stay away from non-GMO stuff that don't have seeds, because that's not biblical. That's how you know that they're trying to take over God's place, because God said his has a seed. So, and they're saying there's a seedless. So that's a clear distinction between a natural food or God's food and their food, which is unnatural food. So, but even that, the fruit that had the seed within itself and the herbs that had the seed within itself, those items were supposed to be meat for us in the garden when everything was perfect. So with that said, That's how we know we're frugivores. And then our species, having hands and stuff like that, being able to pick things up and pick things off of things, and the way that we eat, so all those things that gives us a good idea of what we should be eating. The fact that our intestines are 38 feet long and they wrap around and go back and forth like that. That's not made for meat to travel a long way. That's not made for, and we're speaking of gluten and starch. Those things are not even made for human consumption. Adam didn't, the Most High didn't put gluten on this earth for us to consume. Adam brought that. Adam brought it with his boneheaded decision making, because we know what gluten is. We know what leaven stands for. And that's what gluten is, a leavening agent. That's all it is. It's the long word for glue. So, we want to avoid those items. We don't want to eat those items. These things are not even fit for human consumption. We should not even call them food. That is very confusing for the neurological system when you're calling something like that food. That's not food. In no way, shape, form, or fashion is gluten food. Should gluten be actually consumed? There's only one instance in the entire Bible where God actually told us to actually eat gluten, and that is for the Feast of Pentecost, because out of all the feast days, sooner or later, you got to account for sin. But outside of that, there is no other mention. So we got to keep these things in mind. There's a reason for these things. Nature and God often are saying the same thing because they have the same source. We have to pay attention. Leviticus 11 tells us not to eat certain foods, not to eat certain meats, not to eat pork, not to eat shellfish. Not that we should be eating meat at all. We brought that upon ourselves at the end of the day. But I'm just saying. But either way, day 4, we're going to be drinking, on day 4. Now, day 4, plenty fruit water as well. But on day 4, you can also do the soups with the seas, with the sea salt, with the herbs and spices. But on day 4, you can add veggies to the soup. Veggies like, zucchini, squash, eggplant, bell peppers or something, mushrooms, some greens, That's a nice veggie soup, okay? Try to make sure that the soup is the last thing you eat in the day. Don't eat the soup too early in the day. Don't eat the soup full of veggies in between the fruits, because the veggies process a bit slower in the digestive tract, and then the fruits end up fermenting a bit more than they're supposed to in the digestive tract as well. So try to get the fruits early in the morning for the fuel, so you can be burning off of that type of fuel versus, filling our stomach up with gluten, starch, cheese, and meats first thing in the morning, having to reroute that entire, all the energy in our body to the digestive tract just to have to deal with that stuff, and then thinking clearly throughout the day, and then thinking effectively throughout the day, and then not getting tired throughout the day. That's why we're a mess. That's part of the reason. We have to keep the diet clean. With that said, though, smoothies are okay on day 4. Smoothies are okay on day 4. No extended cook times, though, as far as your foods, okay? No extended cook time on your soups and stuff like that. Plenty melons, grapes, and berries, always seeded only. And again, no grains, nuts, or seeds on this day. We're not trying to replenish the body of protein. We're not trying to build up the muscles. We're not trying to feed calcium to the body to that extent right now. We're not trying to feed protein to the body. Right now, we are still in cleaning mode. We're still using soft fibers to brush those intestines, soft fibers to brush up against the walls in the digestive tract, so that we can just continue to break away at that calcification and break away at the inflammation that builds up against those cell walls from all the garbage that we eat, that the body consistently cooks, because the body maintains a 99-degree internal temperature. All those things we have to consider. This is what we have to tell ourselves. This is what we have to remind ourselves. Okay. That is day 4. Okay, smoothies are okay, but start with water. Don't start with the smoothie. Even that, because, and the reason I know some people, some people like to just go straight into the coconut water, but and because and it is very hydrating and it does have a ton of electrolytes, and that's not the worst thing to do, especially if you eat very healthy. Especially if you eat very healthy. But if you're not eating very healthy normally, then you want to carry up and reflush the system out first thing in the morning as much as you can to get rid of the residue of whatever toxification that's inside of your system, from the overnight gathering of toxicity while you were sleeping, while your body was at rest, while your body was in the restoration period. Okay, that's why you want to do that. Because when you're sleeping and the body is laying in a horizontal position like that, that is the body's opportunity to do its best work and its most amount of work. It doubles up. Your stomach should be sleeping. You shouldn't be eating before you go to bed and forcing the body to have to process food while it's trying to detoxify itself while you're sleeping. That doesn't make any sense. You're working against yourself every step of the way. So you got to let your body rest at night, okay? You got to get rest. Eat early. Eat at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Give it time to digest. Give it time to get into your stomach acid and that food to break down. Give it time to get into the intestine. Don't start the digestive process right before you go to bed. That doesn't make any sense. It's really, counterproductive. It's really self-destructive. It really is. Okay? So try to eat early. Day 5. Day 5, we're going to do all raw food. Fruits in the morning, veggies in the afternoon, okay? Don't mix them throughout the day. Don't eat fruits after the veggies. Veggies take longer to process. It's a different digestive process, okay? That's why we want to avoid doing that. I know they don't teach us anything like this in school, but don't worry about what they teach us, because everything that they've taught us is why all of our communities are extremely infested and sick with everything you can possibly think of, starting with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high diabetes number. I mean, everything, congestive breakdown, organ failure, cancer, everything. This is these results that we have right now in our community when it comes to health are the results of their education, their medical industry, their tutoring, their leadership, their guidance. Welcome to their program. So when somebody's asking me like, well, where do you get this from? I figured it out. That's how I figured it out. I researched it. I looked it up. I spoke to intellectuals about it. I practiced it. I applied it. I seen the results of it. I see the results of it every single day. Have 30, 40, 50 conversations a day about it. Doctors coming in here questioning us every day, every other day. People telling us what their doctor said. People telling us they're leaving the doctor. People saying, hey, I never felt better, every day. This is where we get our information from. This is where we get our position from. We practice what we preach. I walk into the hospital and see a 400-pound doctor. What am I supposed to do about that? What are we supposed to do? How can I disconnect that from my mind? You're going to tell me about health? Stop it. I'm not so naive. It doesn't make any sense. How can he know if anything works if he never practiced none of it? How can he know? You understand what I'm saying? He's just regurgitating to us something somebody told him and somebody told. They're not confirming. And if you go look at the doctors that are healthy, they'll tell you 90% of it is dietary. They'll tell you this is how they stay healthy. It's not a secret. Go ask a few. You can see the ones who make good dietary decisions and the ones who don't. It's not a matter of being obese or not obese, fat or not fat, skinny or not skinny, thin or not thin, thick or not thin. It's a matter of being healthy or not healthy. A healthy body tends to be athletic and agile and reactive and can function properly. That's all. Ain't no shame. But there's education. We'll throw in some inspiration, some motivation. But we can't keep going down the wrong road. That don't make no sense. We're ready. We're ready to go. You know, we're ready to make it happen as a community. We're ready to lift up. We're ready to rise. We're ready to be in unison. We're ready to look good. We're ready to feel good. We're ready to be healthy. We're ready to be strong. We're ready to be vigilant. We're ready to be courageous. Yeah, we're ready. Let's go. It's like a winner's circle. There's challenges though. No worries. We do it as a team. Day 5, raw fruits and veggies. That's it. We want to extract all the water raw. We don't want to change the molecular structure of any of our food on this day, okay? Raw fruits and veggies. Plenty guac. Cut up the bell peppers, onions, all that stuff. In the morning time, full of fruits, okay? Fruits and liquids. Your teas, your herbs, the program. That's what you're doing during the day. That doesn't change. It's not changing. The regimen stays the same. Every morning you kick off your body the proper way. Every morning. But day 5 is all fruits and veggies, okay? Day 6. And I misspoke earlier. I said no nuts, seeds, and grains during the process. But on day 6, I am allowing, and I'm going to explain why. To break down some of that calcification in the colon, to break down some of that calcification or some of that inflammation in the small intestine, to brush up against those cell walls, hit those creases and crevices after a few days of hydration, soft fibers, hard fibers, brushing up, hard water-based fibers, brushing up against those intestines. That's going to help break some of that stuff down. But I do want you guys to practice something. Soak your grains ahead of time. And if you're going to eat nuts and seeds, not many of them. Don't eat 4 pounds of it, okay? Maybe 2-3 ounces at the most. With your grains, a few ounces of that's going to be fine. You want those grains to brush up against those intestinal walls and break some of that stuff down. Because on day 7, we're going to reflush. And that's going to end our 7-day process there, okay? We're going to be drinking only fluids on day 7, nutritional hydration, digestive cleansing, spring water, fruit water, herbs, tea, sea moss, nectars. We're going to take the rest of those capsules, bitters. If you want some soup, that's all right, but no veggies in the soup, only sea salt, herbs, spices, no fibers, and no smoothies on this day either. We're flushing the body, okay? We just went through the whole entire process of brushing up against those intestinal walls for 3 days in a row at this stage, okay? So day 7, we're going to just do all fluids on day 7, okay? Now, with that said, what do you do after that? You try to do it again if you could. But if you can't, try to find one of these days before day 6. Try to find one of those. Try to do day 3. Try to do day 4. Try to go back to day 5. Try to extend that process as long as you could. The longer you extend it, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to do, okay? As always, no canned foods, no seedless fruits, no unfiltered tap water, no cooked foods in aluminum foil, no pork, no shellfish, no baking powder, no baking soda, no yeast of any kind, no leavening agent, no starch of any kind, including traditional rices, beans, and potatoes, French fries, potato chips, no dairies, no sugars, including cane sugar or brown sugar, no processed foods, meats, and no fast foods. And let me tell you something. That's a list of about 10 stuff right there. I have a list of a million things I can eat. I don't want to hear any excuses about that. Like, this stuff is not food. That's why we shouldn't be eating it. Then you can shift over into a good daily regimen, okay? But this is the program tomorrow, today at sundown. Nothing but liquids, y'all, okay? Plenty water. You can mix in some fruit water in between there, but plenty water, okay? And you will get the update tomorrow on the time of the next tomorrow's podcast or tomorrow's session, okay? So just wanted to communicate with everyone here, get everyone started in the right spirit, get everyone started on the right track. As far as a 7-day cleanse that we have here coming up, starting at sundown today. If anyone does want more information, you can always look up here at thenaturalbranches.com. Okay. We do have, an events page with some of the events that are coming in the future. They mix, they vary and they change at times. So it's best to subscribe to our email to know in certainty, or subscribe to our website or our email subscription to know with certainty and be contacted on the various events that we will be doing and the details of those events and how to attend those events or how to have access to those events. Okay. So, but outside of that, I appreciate you guys popping in. I don't want to take too much of your time at this time of the day. I know this is especially if you got kids or if you're just getting out of work and you're trying to keep up with me. All the packages did go out. I know I got, I think, one package, a local package we have to deliver, but outside of that, everything should be good on that end. If anyone does have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me in the email. You guys should be getting the emails. I send them out to everyone on my own so that I can communicate directly if needed. And with that said, stay strong, stay out of your head. Again, I'm just going to run through these quick little tips again. One, don't get distracted, okay? Don't get distracted where you're at. Don't get distracted with people. Don't get distracted with foods that you can't eat. Stay out of your head. Don't think about it. Don't go back and forth about it, okay? Obviously, you're going to end up getting hungry, but don't fear that. Once the hungry comes, just tell yourself to be quiet. You're going to deal with it. That's why, because you love yourself. That's why, because we're not going back and forth about it. That's why, because we've already invested in it. That's why. And you're going to keep telling yourself whatever you have to tell yourself until you win that battle, okay? So keep that in mind. And the best way is to watch your triggers and stay away from those triggers too. If you know that you have, bad habit, if you keep going in the kitchen at night, then don't go to the kitchen at night. Lock your door. Make it difficult for you to get inside, for you to betray yourself. And look at it like that. It's a betrayal of yourself. It's self-destructive behavior. You're destroying yourself. Don't do that. I shouldn't care about you more than you care about you. Okay? And get some rest. Get some rest. Sleep is the restoration period. You don't sleep just to go to work in the morning. Okay? Get some rest. If you guys have additional questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to me. I appreciate you guys popping in, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at some time. Once, it's a very tight schedule right now, which, and when you're dealing with people that have illnesses at times and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you're also leaving room for them. And then they, and you can't really rush them, So, and you guys, anybody who's been in the store and you guys see how we operate, you know how it is. We try to get to everyone. We try to talk to everyone, not rush anyone, make sure everyone's fully heard. And, because it's important that we take that type of time and effort to show people that we care deeply about what they're talking about and what they're trying to accomplish and the condition of their body and their family and all of those things. So I appreciate it again, from us to you, from the Natural Branches. Shabbat Shalom. And that's going to be coming up tomorrow at sundown. Let's touch. The lesson tomorrow is going to be is going to be on the earlier side, not on the very late side. It's going to be before sundown for sure. All right. I appreciate y'all, and reach out to me. Peace.